All right, y'all. I kind of waited for a bit to. I know I'm kind of late on this video, but I was just waiting to see if this shit was actually gonna die down or whatever like that. But yeah, Rajay Jackson is officially arrested. Well, at least booked. So I want to say this. I'm not sitting here to say that what Rajay did was fucking right because it definitely fucking wasn't. I just don't understand that if he felt some type of way, what was the point of you shaking his hand? Cause I'm not gonna lie, if a motherfucker hit me on the head with a fucking beer can, we catching the fade on site. That's on site right there. But cause I also watched a couple of other videos, especially when this thing first popped off. I watched a couple of other videos, I got in a couple of different perspectives. And I just want to say this. The way I'm looking at it, they both are in the wrong, but Rahe Jackson is the greater evil, in my opinion. And I understand that. My bad. Just ignore that noise. I was making something. So yeah, Rajay Jackson, in my opinion, is the greater evil. Now, Psycho Stu is wrong for hitting him in the side, hitting him with a fucking can, hitting him with a can. Regardless if it was a prop or not, you shouldn't just do that to people. Okay, you shouldn't do that. And on top of that, technically, right, he can sue that fucking developmental company. Really, if he wants some money, he can sue that developmental company, especially Psycho Stu. But that that's a video for a whole another day. But one thing I don't understand is like, why do WWE? I get it, wrestling like to have big. Sometimes they'll might make guest appearances and stuff like that just to get notoriety or whatever like that. But sometimes you just don't really need that. You should just be, especially a developmental company. You're working on developing your gimmick. That's kind of too early to be trying to get like guest appearances, in my opinion. But needless to say, that right there was what Ryan Jackson did was completely uncalled for. Especially like you hit this man 20 fucking times. Oh no! Now when I think about it, no. So he went off script. Yeah, that's why I mean Ryan Jackson is the great evil because all the fucking like apparently on this live stream, right? On this live stream, there was a fucking clip that the guy he literally confessed that the guy told him to slam him and that's it. No, he literally went completely off script. That's why I meant Rahe Jackson was the greater fucking evil because this man, he did all that over a fucking beer can. You let people hype you up on the internet, people you've never met in your entire life. You let them hype you up. And as far as his fan goes, the guy with the cowboy hat, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's at fault. At least in my opinion, he's not because at the end of the damn day, he, well, I can't really defend him. It's kind of hard for me to defend him right there. Shit, he should never said whether he should never told him to get him a receipt because, yeah, when you tell somebody to, at least for me, when you like we're doing boxing and you tell me to give that man a receipt, you basically telling me, hey, go out there and whoop that motherfucker's ass. Whoop his fucking ass. Now, I would say this though. The guy with the cowboy hat, he deserved the backlash, but I feel like it's not like I feel like that shouldn't just hinder his career from wrestling, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I feel like it shouldn't hinder him from wrestling. Because we can just, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and just say he made a God's honest mistake. Especially if he knew this guy. Hold on, I'm about to grab my food. Alrighty. So yeah, with that one, I feel like he's, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and and assume that that's not what he meant by give him a receipt. You know, that at least that's how I'm viewing it. It would be different if he just straight up told him, "Hey man, lay his ass out, man, whoop his ass, or whatever like that." But even then, he said he was speaking in K-Fab. Motherfucker, your ass wasn't speaking in no damn K-Fab. Cause I watched that damn document, that little not document. It was like an interview with him and some older man, two older gentlemen. He said he was speaking in K-Fab. Motherfucker, your ass wasn't speaking in K-Fab, motherfucker. Let's be real here. K-Fab don't sit there and fucking tell somebody else in K-Fab to give him a fucking receipt. No. You don't announce people. You don't just announce you don't tell people, oh, I'm gonna give this man a receipt of this, that, and the third. No. That's something you just do in the ring. That's something you just do in the ring. Like if somebody hit, if somebody's wrestling or whatever, like there two guys wrestling and one the guy fucking gives him a fucking step shot, the other guy's gonna give him a step shot back with the equal force. That's a receipt. That's not something you announce because that's unprofessional. Why the fuck would you announce that shit? But regardless, back to freaking Roddy Jackson. Yeah, Roddy Jackson, you kind of dug your own grave right here, man. I understand you had a concussion or whatever like that, but if you have no documentation or whatever like that saying that you have a concussion, it's gonna be hard for you to try to prove that shit in court. I'm not gonna lie, cause you can go in there and tell me, man, I had a concussion, this, that, and third. If you don't have no evidence to back up your claims, that they're probably just not gonna go with your story, especially since public opinion. Cause that's the thing, Roddy Jackson, you're dealing with public opinion. And let me tell you, if public opinion is against you, oh my goodness, it is going to be hell. It is hell. And I can understand him to a certain degree because, but then, I mean, he's 20. Me and him are the same age, but when I was younger, like in my early 20s, I always felt like I had something to prove to people. I didn't want to treat people. I ain't like people treat me a certain way or whatever like that. And I still do. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I'll have moments where I let my ego get the better of me. I still do. Like the other day, I got into a whole argument with a couple of cops because they was fucking, this is another story. But fuck it. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. But at the same time, though, he's 25. He's not 21. He's not 22. And he's not in his late teens. Realistically, once you become 24, you are at that point in time, you should have enough life experience to know how to act in a civil manner. And I get it, especially for some people who have crappy fathers. Yeah, sometimes it's hard for you to develop your life experience. Sometimes you gotta learn, you gotta get that life experience on your own. Especially if your parents isn't there to like give their wisdom and to guide you within these tough times. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, and I can understand him on that 100%. I can understand him on that percent because I saw the clips of how his father treats him, and man, his father is a fucking scumbag. Like, I'm not even gonna fucking lie. Even then, honestly, they have just a bad relationship. Because when I saw that live stream, when he was on the live stream talking to his dad and shit like that, and it was like a little side-for-side comparison, dude, there's no way in hell I can talk to my damn dad like that. I'm sorry, there's no way in hell I can talk to my dad like that. Like, they talking to each other like they street niggas instead of father and son. But, needless to say, this, like, that whole scenario was just a flat out fucking mess. Like, that scenario was a fucking mess. Like, it was just straight up fucking horrible. Psycho Stu was in the wrong. Roddy Jackson was definitely in the wrong. That developmental company was in the fucking wrong too for sitting there trying to cover that shit up or whatever like that. It was just a fucking mess. Like, it was just a horrible, horrible fucking mess. Especially since several people who spoke out about it, gave their thoughts on it. It seems like it wasn't that much communication amongst the wrestlers either at that time. So, like I said, that scenario, that entire scenario was just flat out horrible, man. Like that was fucking insane. Shit, but um, hopefully Raheem Jackson learns from this, man, cause he's gonna have to learn from this. And he's a grown man. He's a grown man. I get it. You don't want to like. You feel like you got something to prove to your father or whatever like that, but at what cost? At what cost? Like your dad, his dad was a crazy ass motherfucker back then. He was a crazy ass dude, but now it's like you have to do all this because you're trying to seek validation, seek approval from other people. Man, you don't need to seek approval from nobody in this world. Okay, I had to learn that the hard way because if you're sitting here seeking, hold on, let me turn this down, fan down. Shit. Cause if you guys sit there and live your life trying to seek, trying to like get people's approval and validation, you're basically living your life for other people. Like you're living your life for other people, and that's a living hell. I'm gonna tell you, that's a living hell. I've been there. I understand that shit, and I made mistakes. I've been arrested a couple times for stupid shit. I've been detained for several times for stupid shit. So I understand that. And hopefully, Raheem Jackson, you learn from this, man. You learn from this. Because you don't have to be like your father. And you don't have to prove anything to your damn father. Just be your damn self. Like, that's another thing, too. I don't know why everybody want to be a street nigga and try to act like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the third. But you don't got to do all that shit. What do you have to prove to other people? You don't have to do all that shit, man. You ain't have to do that shit at all. You know, but at the same time, though, he is a grown man. He makes his own decisions. Raheem Jackson, he said he is still an adult. He is still an adult. He is a grown man. He makes his own decisions. But I'm not gonna sit here and fucking lie and say that his father didn't have no fucking influence over him because it fucking definitely did, 100%, 100%. So in my opinion, this whole scenario was just fucked from the get go, and a lot of people are just at fault. But as far as the greater evil, yes, Raheem Jackson is the greater evil, in my opinion. And I'm glad Psycho Stu is recovering well, you know, and hopefully he gets justice, or he will get justice. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about this, cause this was just a flat out fucking mess. Like, I didn't want to speak on this shit at first, cause I didn't want to jump the gun very quickly, but it seems like he finally got arrested, so that's good. Like I said, he's gonna just go out there. My advice to you, Raheem Jackson, go out there, do your time. It seems like his dad might try to bail him out if he's got bail, but if he doesn't, hey, just go out there, do your time, learn from your mistakes, and move on. That's what makes you a man. At the end of the day, right? The past is the past. Your past don't define you. It's the actions you take at the present, and the things you do in your future. That's what defines you at the end. Yeah, well, you know what I mean. I mean, your past does define you, but it more like gives highlights. It just highlights the things you've done. At the end of the day, it's the present and the future. It's what you do in the present and what you also do in the future. That's what ultimately defines you, who you are. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about this, man. Like I said, this was just a flat out mess on all sides of the freaking on all sides of the situation. It was just a flat out mess. But that's all I gotta say, man. Peace.